Big news, Padres fans. The rookies are showing out in spring. This one right here, Tirso Ornelas hitting his first home run of the 2025 campaign. We got a lot to talk about with three main rookies to focus on. What's going on, everybody? I'm Christian Pedersen, back with another episode of Padres Digest. Thank you for checking in. We are 4 games into spring training for the 2025 season as of us recording this. So I think this officially goes from like complete overreaction to just overreaction, because the sample size, while not infinite and or large yet, is starting to be more than just one at-bat, one game. We've got 4 games under our belts. We've got some at-bats to talk about, and I want to focus on 3 rookies. But before we get there, I got to make sure that you guys know you can hit that button below for subscription. All you got to do is help me turn this graph around by the end of the year. Right now, I appreciate the people who are tuning in. You guys are awesome. I love you, but so many of you are new that you're making my ratios look a little whack. So let's get that flipped by the end of the season. And you know what? Maybe let's try and catch the Dodgers Digest channel. All right, let's talk about the rookies. Let's go back to that home run. Tirso Ornelas taking one out against the Cubs here. I love everything I am seeing from the rookies. And yes, it is hyperbolic to jump in after a couple of at-bats and be like, hey, all right, this is going to be another rookie of the year. This is going to be another, 20 home run hitter, bunch of this, bunch of that, bunch of this. I will admit I got to pump the brakes a little teeny bit, but what I have seen so far from him, Ornelas, from Ethan Salas, and from Leo Vries, our other 2 18-year-old prospects, I really like where the Padres are at. Look, situationally, yes, Padres were down. There is not, however, what I consider any actual garbage time in spring training games, where in a regular Major League Baseball game, 8-4 in the 8th, yeah, maybe he's out there just grooving in fastballs, trying to get it, okay, he got one, in the hittable zone. In spring training, pretty much every inning, somebody is fighting for something. So I think that this actually is one where you don't just get to discount it and be like, all right, whatever, like he got a hold of it. No, this is a good swing. This is a demonstration of power that we have seen from him at the minor league level. And also, reminder, we're not asking him to go in there necessarily and be the starting left fielder for 300 to 500 at-bats, play the whole season, sink or swim. He's got what looks like kind of a nice safety net with Connor Joe and Jason Hayward right now, both looking like, decent returning MLB veterans. They know what they're doing. They're up to speed. They provide a 3-person outfield rotation that gives Tirso a lot of time this season to get up to speed. And so we have talked about, are we going to see him at the Major League squad all season, or is he going to bounce back and forth from the minors to the majors? I think if he keeps hitting like this, you got to take him onto the Major League squad, and that's where I think he's perfectly set up to have a lot more of this in the regular season. Next person we got to talk about is Ethan Salas, the 18-year-old catching prospect. We're going to cut over to the game against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Salas here, an RBI double off the center field wall. This was the best swing he has put on this season, but he also drew a 6-pitch walk a couple of games earlier, showing his ability to have pitch selection. This guy right here, I hope, is a career Padre, if for no other reason than lefty hitting catchers are fun to watch. But I think that this guy has a ton of potential to be a Yadier Molina type that is an anchor for a decade to come. And again, the offseason for the San Diego Padres, we weaved in and out of it all season, all offseason, going from not great to worse, back up to kind of okay. It wasn't anything that you would really go, oh my goodness, this, that, or the other was like such a signature upward trend. But I think the fact that the Padres got a veteran catcher in Elias Diaz in the offseason, who we can hopefully count on for one solid, he's not, like, the bottom's not going to fall off. We know what he is. He can hit the ball. He can anchor a team. He knows how to be a veteran leader. Give Salas a year or two to get fully up to speed with the major league game and not have to entirely, again, be sink or swim like Tirso out and left. This would be a great situation where if we can get a guy on the left side of the dish by the All-Star break to platoon at catcher back and forth with Diaz for lefty-righty and have some flexibility in that matchup, I think that's fire for this season in terms of aspirational goals, taking our catching situation from being okay, like whatever, to, hey, like we're kind of like, this is good. We are headed in the right direction. Third guy that we got to talk about rookies-wise for the San Diego Padres this spring is Leo Vries, the shortstop and infield prospect. This one is a defensive highlight I want to talk about, and it's important that the Padres have a balance of not just all bats with no gloves. This is a guy who is young, has plenty of time, but I think showing this kind of defensive prowess, having an arm, having the ability to make that kind of throw, puts him at a perfect young kid. And maybe if we zoom out and I say yes to putting all three of these guys on the Major League roster to start the season, it's unrealistic, but some permutation of at least 2 out of 3 of these guys. The case that I would say for DeVries is this kind of defense fits perfectly at the backup platoon position for when Manny needs a day off at third, for when Jake needs a day off at second, for when Xander needs a day off at short. Like you get DeVries 10 at-bats a week, and you get him 2 or 3 starts every other week where, like I said, he's just that perfect guy who all right, we might have a little bit of an offensive learning curve, but his defense is so solid that he is a net positive in terms of what you got to do as a backup. So that's where we're at with the 3 main rookies that are the plot lines. There are a lot of other plot lines, but we have other videos on that, so make sure you go hit subscribe for the channel so all the Padres Digest are coming your way. But the TLDR of it all is that the rookies are looking really, really good. And again, it's impossible to say that we're going to keep getting Fernando Tatis and Jackson Merrill and this out of every single rookie. But it's also very likely to say that maybe our baseball people do occasionally know what they are talking about and know how to pick guys and know how to build things up. So I think that there is a very real possibility that if not at the start of the season, by about the halfway to 2/3 mark, we are looking at 3 very young bats and gloves that are going to contribute amazingly to the San Diego Padres if they can just be willing to take a chance on them. So I am saying give them all a go at the Major League level to start the season. Why not? I don't see the downside on any of it, but I want to know what you guys think, so make sure you drop a comment down below. Like I said, subscribe. We will talk to you guys soon for more Padres Digest. Take it easy, Friar Faithful.